Shiner, who kind of formed the Anti-Defamation Council there, I guess, or was a leader in it, and had a... That's not how this works. That's not how this once again. Your Money Now, I'm Jim Chesto, Northwest News Radio.
More questions on Capitol Hill about the health of aging senators after Senator Dianne Feinstein appeared to be confused about how to vote today at a hearing. Dianne Feinstein, who's been a U.S.
All right, here is the little emergency weather radio. My son has one very similar. His is actually a little bit bigger, so I like that this one is a little bit more compact. I'll compare it to the size of my cell phone. My cell phone's actually taller. I mean, obviously it's going to be more narrow, but you know, it's just a rectangular box here. It's got a solar panel. It's got the crank on the back that lifts up. You would crank it. See if I can get it going here. There's a little red light flickering, if you can see that. That's I can't go as fast now because the way I'm holding it. But there's a battery indicator here, which will show red when it's when the battery is getting charged. And you can, like I said, you can charge it through the solar panel, or there's also ports on the back which you can actually use if this is stored, because it's like a power bank. There's a USB if you need to, like, whatever, you know, charge whatever device. And then there's the USB-C right here where I can actually plug this in and charge it as well with a USB-C charging cable. Which a charging cable came with this box, but I just used one of my cables. It charges with any standard USB-C. This lifts up. It is a very bright light using LEDs. It's not going to suck too much of the power. There's that little tiny button. You got to click it off. And there's another flashlight here as well. And here is your weather.
Hazardous weather is not expected at this time. Activation is not expected.
Our weather's fine here, so but in case of emergencies. I think the only worst thing we had today was fog, but obviously.
Temperatures return to the region by Saturday as a frontal
and you can see, and it was already kind of set to the channel. I just tweaked it a little bit. And but there's your if you have severe weather, and this is great because if the power's out, which often happens when you get severe storms, you can turn this on. It reminds me, like when I was a kid, we had the transistor radios my mom would turn on if we had like really bad storms. This has an SOS. I haven't actually deployed this yet. I'm sure this is going to be loud. Or it beeps or something. I'm not sure. Well, it probably says in the booklet.
In the morning, partly sunny.
The SOS button probably, I assume, it will tell me in the booklet. I didn't bother to look at the booklet. It's this is a radio here. But I mean, you can hear it. There's an antenna you can stretch out in case your signal, you need to try and receive your signal a little bit better. You got this tether lanyard here, to secure it to your wrist or whatever. It's pretty handy to have. It's always a good idea to have something like this on hand, whether in your house, in your vehicle. And like I said, I like this one. It's got, pretty much what you need on there, and it's a little bit smaller than the older one I got for my son some years back.
Alright, so I'm going to do a brief description of the functions of this handheld crank radio. This right here is your power button as well as your volume button. You just turn that on. I have this on FM radio right now. Alright, you can also turn it to your AM.
Directly through the IRS. There's a pilot called
It can get pretty loud to be so small.
that the IRS is offering this.
Then you have your weather all the way to your far left. And let's find
9
the
miles an
weather.
hour. It was sunny, 36 degrees. Wind
Okay,
northwest
that's
at
your weather
14 miles
station.
an hour.
Alright, so we're going to turn that off. Here you have your solar, which comes in handy if your battery completely dies. You just sit this in direct sunlight and let it charge again. Back here is where you can plug it up when you're at home, just so you can charge your battery. You have a USB port, your headphones, and your phone charger. Of course, you can also charge your phone up here with a USB charger. Okay. If you open this up, press this button here, you have a flashlight. Sorry, guys. Let me cut this off so that you can see on both sides here. Just hold that tight and slide it out. Lift this up. Turn your flashlight back on. And you can stand this up and use it as a reader. Slide this back down. That goes in there. You also have another flashlight. And this is the button here. You also have your crank here, which is the main attraction. Open this up. You have a little swivel nozzle here. You just spin it. It can go either way. For 2 minutes, do that, and you'll get a charge for another 15 to 20 minutes. That's how long it lasts. And that's just with the 2-minute crank. You'll get 15 to 20 minutes. So if you do longer, you get a longer life of your radio. Then you have your emergency button here. You need to call for help. You don't think anyone can hear you. There's a little button here. You hold that down for a second. Hold that back down a second to turn it off. And those are all of your functions. Hope I did well. Oh, and another thing. When you're charging your radio, you'll know it's fully charged. Next to this battery symbol here, it's just a symbol. There's a red light that'll come on. So when it's charging, it'll be blinking. It's a red light that'll blink consistently. When it's fully charged, it's going to go solid. Solid red, not a green. Okay? Bye-bye.
All right, so today we're going to take a quick look at this solar crank radio. So where I live, this is pretty important, because we do get hit with hurricanes here. And so these do come in handy, especially when they're charged up and you can hear the radio. And, also this actually is solar powered. It gives light. It can charge your phone and all that fun stuff. So we'll just look at this real quick. It should be charged up when you get it, so you can charge, but you can charge it with the charging cable. It does not have the charging block. This right here, you have to get your own charging block, but it does come with the cable. So it's always good to have it charged when you know there's a storm coming, right? And that's what I try to do. We try to do it, right, to be as prepared as possible. The radio does work. It's highly functional. I don't want music to come out, so I'll just turn it on so you can hear the static. Let me make sure I don't have it on a station. Let me just turn over. There we go. So you can hear the radio does work, and it does pick up the local radios where I live, which is really cool. AM, FM, and WB, so has everything there. So would be the WB is like the weather band, right? So yeah, it has the light in the front, like a flashlight, which is pretty good brightness right there. The antenna right here. It's got a crank, you know, because you can crank it to give it power, like a power crank, in case it runs out of juice during the day. Has a little hand wrist holder here. It has an area here where you can charge your phone, charge it up, put headphones. So it's got all that. Again, there's the crank, and then here's the little solar panel if you're gonna charge it solar. The cool thing about this is that it does kind of come up. Let me turn off the flashlight. I'm gonna try my best to do it with one hand. There we go. Comes up. Oops, I turned on the flashlight again. Comes up, and then this part actually slides up again. I might have to put the phone down real quick to get this. Let's see if I can get this with one hand. Give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. There we go. So it comes up all the way here. You have to lay it flat. So actually I was doing it wrong, but you lay it up here, and then it can come up here, and it extends out. So you can put your panel to get the sun, but it also does have like a reading lamp here that you can turn on, and you can see that's pretty bright as well. So yeah, if the power's out, you know, this is going to come in handy. Flashlight, reading light, crank, you know, power's out, so you can crank it with power. Power's out in the day, you can solar charge it, which is really cool too. And then it can hopefully keep your phone charged and all that stuff, and listens to the radio. So, you know, these things are a necessity, like I said, especially where I live. You know, we do get some power outages and stuff like that. So yeah, overall, really nice, you know, solar crank radio, and I really do like it, and this is going to go in our little emergency bag. So I do hope this review was a little helpful, and have a great day. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're reviewing the Nitigo emergency radio. Alright, let's get into it. So we have the radio itself, AM, FM, and weather broadcast. It has a very annoying SOS, so if you're lost in the woods, I'll demonstrate it for you here. Just hold the button in. Yeah, you just turn that on and hopefully somebody can find you. It has a solar panel here that you can see is trying to charge. This is also a light. And you can set it up on end to use it as a reading light. It has a hand crank to charge the battery. It also has the USB-C and a regular USB port for output, so it can recharge your phone, and you can also charge the battery using the USB-C. You can't, the USB-C does not charge our output, I do not believe. The radio works really nice. It does have an antenna. Alright, and your weather broadcasting is down here towards...
And the relative humidity 69%.
You hear the weather channel there? So it gives you that, your FM, and then also it gives you your AM. It has a bright light on the front. It doesn't SOS unless you hit the button here. The SOS button is right here in the middle. I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, it's a nice little compact light. You can throw it in your bag. It does come with instructions and a USB-C charging cable. I like it. I like the battleship gray color of it. It's a pretty neat little thing. I don't know how long this is going to last for me. I might end up breaking this at some point because that's just me. But overall, it's nice. It does exactly what it says it was supposed to do. It's a radio. It's a flashlight. It has a reading light. It has an SOS function. So yeah, this is the Nitigo Solar Crank Radio. I hope my review was helpful. I wish you guys the best. Have a great night.
Here's a review of an emergency crank radio. I mean, it is pretty small. Size-wise, you're looking at about 5 inches by 2.5 by 2 inches. It has a crank right here. And basically that just charges a 4,000 milliamp battery. So it cranks pretty easy. It's got 2 ports, either charging ports or basically an output port if you want to charge up your phone. It has a flashlight, just one setting. It does have a little solar panel to charge up your battery, and we'll be testing how long it's going to take to charge it up. There's another flashlight right here with a button, kind of a clickable button that's kind of hard to reach. Gives you decent light, and both of them can work together. So let's shut this off, and now for the radio part, basically you just put it on. First you have a weather broadcast channel.
The total precipitation for the year now stands at 25.16 inches.
Now we can switch to FM radio. And there's the AM radio, and you tune it with this knob. I mean, it's pretty loud for the size. I don't think you need anything more. And all the way on the bottom here, there's an SOS button. But I don't quite know how it works. It doesn't really do anything if I press it. So we got to figure that out. It has a short antenna about 12 inches high, which just pretty much hides away. And it nicely fits in your hand. Pretty well built. So it should last for a while. Doesn't look like there's anything creaking or cracking. Pretty solid. You can hang it on your hand. You can carry it. Pretty good. Not too bad. It's good as an emergency radio. Thank you.
So it's something the Knicks have really.
Sun Prairie, Wisconsin.
Bought on the seat. That's brand new.
Tonight. And now the extended outlook for the period Monday through Sunday. Elevated river levels and Central Daylight Time. For a portion of south central Wisconsin, including river flooding on portions of the lower Fox. 35 miles.
That wasn't written on the paper, but it just started.
Radio. Why not 10? Because 10 is... degrees, dew point 73, relative. Outgrowing a friend.
Cute little radio.
Alright, so it has its little radio face, and it has a cute little SOS button here, along with all the like traditional radio stuff. You come here, and here's the little solar panel. Here's the emergency torch. The button is right here. It is super bright. The flashlight is also super bright. And then this is where you plug in all your little cords. Also has a little jack for headphones so that you can listen to your music in stealth if you're listening to the radio, which is cute. And then this is the crank part, which works really well. I've cranked this up a little bit so that I could show you guys that it worked. It is actually super great, and it far exceeded my expectations. 10 out of 10.
Highs in the lower 60s. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts to around 25 miles per hour. Tuesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows around 50. Wednesday, rain showers likely. Highs in the lower 60s. Chance of 5 to 10 knots. Partly cloudy. Waves 2 feet or less. Tuesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Mostly sunny. Waves 2 feet or less. See Lake Erie open lake forecast for days 3 through 5. The water temperature at Belle Isle is 72 degrees. These are the 11 p.m. marine observations for Sunday. The report from Port Hope was not available. At Port Huron, the wind was calm. At Mount Clemens, the wind was south at 7 miles an hour.
Or experience the thrill of the great outdoors in the Broncos Sport Big Bend at an unbeatable $268 lease a month. This is the biggest inventory sale of the year. The Sedano Ford end of the year sale is your ticket to savings and a smooth ride into the new year. The time is now and the place is Sedano Ford. For more info and details about these offers, visit my friends at SedanoFord.com. You have the opportunity to be an electoral observer.